Hey, hey, Slappy Pappy Went Went. I'm Fatty's Jay McKee, and I'm here to talk to you about the Meat Cake Invitational, baby. It is here. It's going to be February 26th at Tinker House Events. We want you to be there, be square. It's going to be 8 chefs making the best meat cakes in the city, in the world. This is a one-of-a-kind event. I'm talking the best 8 chefs in the city, and they're going to make a wedding cake size meat cake. What's a meat cake? Well, come and find out. Buy your tickets at eventbrite.com.
So I wanted to do something for Juneteenth, and Juneteenth always falls during Pride Month. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do like a big gay black like ice cream sundae, and
yes.
I was like, well, I don't feel comfortable just doing the gay part, so I was gonna have like I need some gay chefs to help me do the gay part. Yeah. I was like, I'll do the black part, you do the gay part, and we'll put a giant sundae together for Juneteenth.
Ice cream.
I love that.
Oh, dang. I had something, but I don't want to say it.
No, it's all right. Mm-mm. We'll cut it out.
No, I'm okay.
Was it a pun?
It was.
How'd you know?
I scream, you scream, we all scream for
this queen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, queen can go both ways on that. I like that.
Yes.
That's good brain.
Down. Oh, I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Okay.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me as always, my co-host, Daddy's Jay McKee.
Sock Passe.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last woke dragon. Give it up for Zach Roan.
Hey there.
2 very special guests with us in studio, Dion and Shakira from Milkman's Daughter. I'm very excited. I don't know anything about your story. All I know is that I saw these incredible cocktails online, and I was like, oh, this seems to be a black-owned craft cocktail business, and I was like, I want them on the show. So anything else is just bonus. Oh, also, it's the beginning of February. So happy Black History. Well, yeah, we'll get there.
Oh, I thought you were saying happy meat cake.
I was like, well, it's both.
That's bad when meat cake takes precedent over Black History Month. I've done a couple Black History Months though.
Yeah, I've had a whole lifetime of Black History months. I've only had 3 meat cakes.
There we go.
But we can have both.
Yeah,
and we will have both.
It's happening right now.
So we're kicking off Black History Month and Meat Cake Month with Milkman's Daughter. Thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't even know where to start. I have so many questions.
Well, we started with Black History Month. How do you guys celebrate?
It's a really good question. Yeah.
It is. Oh man, this is perfect. So earlier I was telling you about how I would like to have some cocktails that are inspired by celebrities, and in this case, I really want something that is inspired by Black celebrities or Black influencers that have really inspired you. Like I have one cocktail in mind that is going to be inspired by
Toni Morrison?
Yes, Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon, because her main character in that is Milkman.
Okay.
And we are Milkman's daughter. So, I'm going to make a cocktail inspired by that. But that's how I'm going to celebrate. And I really want you guys to help me.
I like that.
To come up with some cocktails and some people.
Yeah.
The Malcolm X.
Oh my
great.
gosh, yes.
One of my favorite Black influencers.
Yeah,
It
same.
needs to be like a noir or something.
Rachel
I'm here for it.
Dolezal.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Go on.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
It's just a shot of milk.
I know you got it.
I feel like Zach didn't like that one. Zach was like, I'm not here for that joke.
Wait. Can we do a shot of milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon on top.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
I'm lactose intolerant, so yes.
Oh, there she is. There's the queen right there.
Okay.
She's doing great.
Pre and post. So did you came out of the Union 50 cocktail program? Did I make that up?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
You did.
Where did you come from?
Everywhere but. No, I've been in the industry in the Indianapolis industry for like 11 years. Well, since 2011. I've been everywhere. I think recently I'm at Plat 99, and I was there before. But like Bar 114, Harry and Izzy's downtown.
Oh, dang.
St. Joseph's.
Yeah, St. Joseph's. Great place.
Whoa.
I remembered it had numbers in it. I think that's what it was. So
I got a lot of numbers.
Plat 99, Union 50. And did you start off like, because I started off like serving and then got into bartending, and then did you just like really enjoy making craft cocktails?
I
or
really
like,
did. I didn't drink for a long, long time, but I was really interested. I was like, how does this work? So one of my coworkers from 45 was like, hey, I'm at this new place. I think you'll be great there. And it was Chef Joseph's, and that's actually where I got my bartending start. And I gave myself a tutorial of everything. And I was like, today is going to be vodka day, because I didn't know anything about it. So I actually really studied. I was like, what does this taste like? To me, it was all terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, so this burns a little less. But other than that, like, I really took notes. I was like, all right, I would read the backs of all the bottles, read the boxes that they came in to see what kind of flavors and what notes they wanted you to take away from it. And then from vodka, I moved to gin, to whiskey, wine, and like I just covered all of it. And
did your palate start to adjust and you start to appreciate it after a while?
Yeah, after some time, like I was just like, I can't do all 20 of these in one day anymore. But like I really, and then just talking to a lot of the regulars who would go there who like gin over, like over vodka. It's like, well, what do you like? So I would just interview them and figure out, like, of course, a lot of people are like, I like Hendrix. Oh, I like Tanqueray. Okay, well, what's the difference? And just really started from the ground up and getting a comprehensive knowledge that way.
I used to work at Hotel Tango, and we would do a lot of craft. I mean, it was all craft cocktails there. But I was always interested in kind of how similar and different cooking is than like craft. It's in some ways it's very similar, and in some ways it's like completely different. Certain things that would work for me with food, I would try to recreate. I was trying to make like a BLT cocktail.
Ooh.
And
that'd be really good with whiskey.
Yeah, and so, sometimes they worked out, sometimes they didn't. And sometimes we would have ideation meetings, and everybody's just wasted afterwards. Here, try this. Here, try this. Here, try that.
That makes sense.
What was the base? Vodka?
I think it was different. There was some infused gins. There was definitely like there was like a meat one. There was a it was lettuce, tomato.
Oh, I think you said lead. I'm like, I think that's bad.
One had a lot of lead in it.
This is my lead cocktail.
Yes.
It's a killer.
So what is the what's the division of duties within the company?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I like to say that Dion's like she's the bread and the butter. She's everything that the business is. She's our mixologist. And for me, it's more, when I came on, it was more operational. So making sure, getting us on social media, making sure, the emails, all of the things you guys already know about, the back end stuff. So making sure that can get done so she can be the creative connoisseur that she is, let her shine through. So then we can focus on everything else, get the marketing out, things like that. Because that's kind of like, that's my background, is media and marketing. So when I came on, it was really to just help enhance her and build her up.
So is it for just private events? Like what all services would you be providing?
Yeah, right now we're really in the private event sector. So like the private brunches, the dinners, intimate weddings. We have marketing or like
Time out.
networking events.
What's an unintimate wedding?
Man.
Ooh, I mean, it's the ones where you go to and there's like 100, 200 people. You know what I'm saying? Where like the bride, the couple is like, you haven't even talked to them throughout the entire time. You know, like those really big, like those big venue weddings. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the ones where they don't kiss at the end. Like, it's so unintimate.
Yes.
You're like, all right.
It's just
a handshake.
It's a handshake. They sign the papers.
The wedding was for the family.
Dap
The
each
wedding
other
was
up.
for the family. Yeah.
I think we're married.
Good game. Good game.
Good game. Everybody gives a thumbs up. No clapping.
That's it. Good question, though.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool because like that's something that really I think if you really want to impress people or have that kind of like personalized, it's kind of like when people get like someone to roll cigars at an event, like having like your own craft bartender come in. Now, will you make specialty cocktails for each event? That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's something too, like you bring up a really good point. Like that's what we want more people to know, especially here, is like this is a totally feasible thing that you can do for your gathering or your event at your home, in your backyard, or on your deck or something.
Yeah.
If you want to do something to like enhance it or like to make your guests feel seen or like, oh wow, they really like pulled out everything for us. Like that's what, and it's super feasible. Like we can work with you on that, and it's something that anybody can do. Yeah.
Yeah, and to have, I mean, you're both very friendly too. So like you get like a fun person in there that's like, I mean, I work at a wedding venue and I'm not always a fun bartender, let me tell you that.
Okay. Not all wedding parties are fun to work for. So yeah.
Here's your vodka soda, leave me alone.
What do you want from me?
That guy bites.
Where did the term Milkman's daughter come from?
Good question.
Yeah, this is
The movie, correct?
no, but
The book?
the book.
The other one.
It was the book. Well, honestly, so I was working my way through grad school, and I was like, what better way to work your way through grad school than to bartend? So I was just bartending, and then the pandemic happened and shut down all bartending. I was like, great. So how can I work my way through grad school now? And one of my friends called me up and was like, man, I really wish you can just teach me how to make this cocktail. And I was like, well, why can't I? So I did that for her. And then through word of mouth, it kind of just spread. I was kind of became your modern day bootlegger. Had them make mason jars and would leave them at people's doorsteps. And because we didn't know how to communicate, we would just like text and be like, I'd take a picture and like, hey, here it is. And they come out and like, thanks, and as I'm like running to my car, because I was keeping like 20 feet from people at that time.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know. But just making sure everybody was safe. And like I said, word of mouth. And that's, when some of my regulars would leave their empties on the sidewalk or like their porch, and they get a discount the next time they ordered. So it was more like a milk service.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Back in the day.
with booze.
Exactly.
But with wonderful booze.
That's awesome.
It was so much fun, honestly.
I feel like we could do like a fun commercial, like a black and white, where you guys are like, putting the booze on the porch,
Yeah.
knocking on the door, and running
Like the
away.
film.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a random question. I was talking about this because I said I was having y'all on. What kind of like license do you need to do that, to do a craft cocktail pop up?
That's a really good question. That's not random. We get it all the time. Indiana's liquor laws are super tricky, as y'all are very well aware. So with that, because we provide a service and labor, the way we get around that is that we typically have our hosts or whoever our clients are, they will go and get the liquor itself.
Oh, okay.
We provide that, that service, the labor, as we just said, and that's the loophole around that. That's how we do it. So there's no like licensure with that. We have our insurance and we still have our clients sign a contract.
Yeah.
But that's how we do that.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought it might be.
Yeah, because you have
Love
like
that.
every state is different. Every county mandate is different too. Like down in Georgia, like they have like no laws when it comes to mobile bartending or portable bartending, private bartending, any of that. Here there's so much, but the good thing about living in this state is that whenever anything is on private property, I mean, you're good. You're golden. Like, private property is private property.
Yeah.
So that's why we really love private events, because we can truly do
Whatever.
yeah.
And then you can still bring like all like your simples and your mixers and all that stuff, as long as they provide the That's
Yeah.
You guys are like a walking speakeasy.
yeah.
Low key, yeah. I mean, we have our
Yeah.
own portable bar too, and that's been so much fun lately. Is bringing our bar, because we can set that up in like 5 minutes, and it's like 5 feet tall, and it really gives you that experience.
Okay.
It's
And
great.
it fits with almost any like aesthetic. So yeah,
That's
Yeah.
great. When did y'all start?
we
Well, I guess you started
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
pandemic. You said.
Yeah, but then everything opened up, so it wasn't a really big need for us. And then all of a sudden, people started wanting us to do these private events, and I was like, all right, so maybe like, I'm not sure.
summer. This past summer is when we started. We decided to do the portable bartending and mobile bartending, and then we decided to go legal in October. We were like, you know what? We should probably like get an LLC, or like, you know, in case like excise like comes or anything like that. You know, we should like
Yeah.
have our shit in order. So.
What is the significance of the design of the logo there?
So this is from 2020. So this is when Dee was like by herself, was like kind of doing this. I would help her like go and like deliver cocktails and stuff during the panini. But this was just her like getting some original designs out and stuff. But we completely did a rebrand recently in October and stuff. So we actually hired somebody to come and do like a logo and everything like that. But this was just like, this was her creation, her original
Oh, you're wearing
logo.
you're wearing the throwback.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Where it started.
2020.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Is this some of the new artwork here?
Yeah.
This is a website. And I don't know who does your guys' photography, but I mean,
Oh, wow.
it's beautiful.
Thank you.
The colors pop. It's really
Yeah.
something that when I was scrolling through Instagram, it made me stop and look
Yeah.
and go, what is this?
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's like a little bit of both of us. Yeah.
And you have a little bit of the classic with the new, like, so that one, that cocktail with the orange peel coming out of it, yeah, that's a milk washed old fashioned, or like
Yeah.
and then next to it is the quarantini, which really put us on the map there.
That's the OG. That is everything. Yeah.
Man, we should have them take the pictures. This is amazing.
I know.
And you brought a cocktail for all of us today. Would you like to explain?
Yeah. Okay. So this one is this is a fun one for me because I love espresso martinis, but I'm not a big fan of vodka. And so I wanted to figure out how to like elevate it just a little bit. So this one is made with rum, like a Jamaican or a rum from the Barbados. And let's see. And I made a saccharum with it. So it's like a simple syrup that is not so simple as it. I know, I'm like, I don't know how to explain this. But basically you take the citrus, so peels from lemons and oranges, and I put it with some brown sugar and put it in a vacuum seal bag and left it alone for like a week and a half. And I bring it back out and dilute it with a little bit of water and make a nice rich syrup. I use that because that's how you like back in the day before Amazon Prime, that's how they shipped coffee to the colonies, right? And all over the world. And that usually was put with citrus. So that's where you get some of that acid from too. So it really balances it out in the end. And then, so a cold brew or espresso and some rum and some Jamaican bitters. I want everything from that belt to just come into this cocktail. And I love it. I've sat on that for like a week maybe before I tried to make it. And I was like, I think this is going to work. I think it's going to work. And luckily, Shakira was like able to, help me to figure out like the taste testing part, because I went 2 different ways. But that Jamaican and putting that citrus on top of it, it's just like sealed.
I always say there's not enough rum cocktails. That's
how I feel.
She says that every day.
every day I wake up and I say that.
Have you used barbecue yet? Because we were talking about you being Haitian a little bit. You have some Haitian blood in you, and that rum is like one of the best rums. If you haven't tried, have you tried it?
No, I have not. But
All right.
I've heard of it, and it is on my list.
Yeah, you
I just
gotta
can't find it.
It's difficult. You have to know a Haitian, so I'll hook you up.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'm glad I'm in there now.
What were you in grad school for?
Therapy, so counseling.
Okay.
I say that because it's like I do it across the board. You know, in the daytime I work with children. I'm a child psychologist, well, basically a child psychologist, a child therapist, and then I work with adults at night, and I'm just like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liquid therapy.
Yeah.
That's the name of one of my businesses. It's not the liquid you think.
Right.
It's
Lay in the plane.
land the plane.
Let him cook.
It's I don't know how to land this.
So we put a menu together for you, and the theme today was spirits. And I started off with a take on a Bloody Maria. It was a Bloody Maria soup. I was concerned with how much tequila to put in a soup. I want to taste it. I want you to know it's there, but then I was just like terrified that I was just gonna like spoil an entire soup, which was like, this just tastes like tequila. This is gross. And then one of my friends did this for like some cooking competition once. She just made grilled cheese croutons for like some sort of tomato-based soup, and I was just like, I don't want to eat tomato-based soup without grilled cheese croutons in it now. So that was it. And then the pickle butts for some reason were a big hit. I don't know. I had like a couple people come back like, I really like the pickle on there.
The pickle butts.
Pickle butts. And then a rum glazed pineapple chicken slider. Sweet and savory. Basic chicken slider with a little rum syrup on it. The gnocchi with vodka sauce and a turkey meatball.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
We were in the middle of making it, and I was just like, I didn't do a head count. This doesn't make sense. Like, why? Like, I'm hand making all these. I was like, this is good for like 4 people. I don't know why I picked this at all. But it was fun. Like, at first I was like, if everyone gets 3 of these, is that enough? Zach was like, what do you think? I was like, no, it's not. It's not gonna be enough. Gonna have to make so much more.
Have you ever ran into that problem? Just ran out of food?
That's a really good question. Yeah.
I mean,
Like you're serving a dinner party and you're like, sorry guys, I did not account for enough people.
So we didn't used to do menus because something almost always got botched, and then we just wouldn't serve it, and the guests wouldn't know. Now I'm locked in. Now if I bring you like spaghetti, you're gonna be like, where's the gnocchi at? It says it right here on this menu.
A different type of gnocchi.
Right.
Sometimes I would forget a course. Like one time I forgot a whole thing of ribs in the oven. And then, like, after the first break, I just brought ribs out. Everybody's like, what are you doing?
What's happening?
You already ate a full meal. Can you give that to Zach there? Zach, Sauce Boss Zach made a wonderful dessert.
I did a bread pudding with bourbon and maple, and there were some pecans in there as well. And then I did a cocoa whipped cream.
Yes.
That was really good. And it was a substantial portion.
It was huge.
It was good.
It was so like I looked around and everybody had some on their plate still. I'm like, it's not that we didn't like it. I think we're full, and it was huge.
Like if you served that size in a restaurant, that would be like for 4 people to eat.
Oh, I would complain.
Undoubtedly.
Like, can I speak to your chef, please? This is way too much.
Yeah, so there you go. There was the
Yeah, thank
was
you.
the
I mean,
Harder
it was
Brunch.
so good. My favorite was the pineapple chicken sliders.
I did love
that. was my
that.
favorite. I loved it.
I loved how it actually went very well with the cocktail. I was like, I can eat this part and drink this all day. But I love the gnocchi. I'm not a gnocchi. Like I said, I'm like, it's okay. But this one, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Well, thank you. It was a fun menu. It was a fun kind of take. And we just did a whiskey brunch like 2 weeks ago, so it was just like, are we running this back too soon? But
My doctor said yes. He's like, yeah, you're running back too soon.
Well, you didn't have to drink that much.
You told me offline. You said we have to.
Did you two? Were you involved with butter this past year?
No. No.
Yeah, we gotta do that next year. This year.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
we
year.
all have to do it. Like
Yeah.
we want to be part of.
Are you the inviter? Do you just get to invite people to
Right.
butter?
I just think any black people that are doing dope stuff in the city should. We should all support each other, and
Yeah.
like it just looked like such a dope event that I was like I'm mad that I didn't go, and then I'm mad that I wasn't part of it. So this year I want to like be a part of it, and
Yeah.
Oh, what's going to happen?
y'all sound like a perfect fit for that. You know?
Yeah, we'd love to be a part of that. In a past life, I was a reporter, so I've reported on it for as long as it's been here.
Oh, yeah?
Been around, you know what I'm
Thanks.
saying?
Where'd you
So,
report? Where'd you report from?
Locally, WRTV. That's where I was, yeah.
Were you on air or off air?
I was
don't
off
know how that
air.
works.
I was on the streaming app. No, that's a perfectly fine
Okay.
question. I was a digital reporter,
Oh, okay.
so I was on the streaming app, yeah. But yeah, so
Thanks.
they do some really amazing things. Really amazing things.
I'm excited for it this year, and then when is it? September?
We're just going to crash the party. Like here, if we don't get invited, we're
We'll
just
just,
going to go.
we'll
We're
just
gonna show up.
set up another like rival one across the street called Margarine. Just all the folks that didn't make the cut.
And so I want to be like the wanna better something like that. You remember those? Like
Want a better butt?
No, those are jeans.
I thought we were going to call it I Can't Believe It's Not Butter.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
That's it.
I can't believe it's not better.
No applause, Zach?
Come on, Zach.
All right, well, fine.
That was a good one.
Fine.
That was really good. Oh man.
So what's the I guess you said intimate, but like so what's the biggest kind of event that you would do?
Good question. I don't honestly. We can do well, and to keep our integrity, like I would do no more than 150
Okay.
for about 4 to 5 hours.
I mean 150 people for one bartender, that's a busy.
Well,
Yeah.
we would
That's
both
some work.
definitely be there.
Yeah, I was like, that's some work.
We would both definitely be there.
Yeah. And
But
do
still.
you ever like do you like batch cocktails and stuff like that, or is it all like to order?
I try not to batch because I don't know. Like I love doing it. I love like creating
process of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love like the shaking. I love putting all the ingredients in the tin. Like I just like that.
It's less intimate to batch.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if you mess up batching, then you have to figure out where it's just
Yeah.
you got to figure out where you messed up and like I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I forget a lot of things. Like I was making two of our cocktails this morning and I was just like, all right, and somebody asked me a question, I looked up and I looked back down, I was like, well, hell.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm only counting to 2. I was like, where did I go wrong? But I really like, and then, but talking to people while I'm doing it is that extra connection. I'm like, and then people are like, hey, can you make it a little more of this, a little less this? I'm like, yeah, man, I got you. That's easy. But I hate being able to be like, nope, sorry, it's our batched. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun.
Also, I feel like that's not what folks typically are paying you for. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They
yeah.
want you to they want you to shake up the tins.
Yeah.
They want you to know they're more often than not at the events. Like we are talking to the guests more than
Yeah.
perhaps the hosts are. So that's like our big thing too. It's like
You're
know.
part of the party. Like, you're
Exactly.
part of it.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
just-
Yeah.
But also, I do want to add though, like we will, like, because part of our cocktail curation services is like helping folks build up a menu. Like we'll do that for you. Like if you don't want to pay for us to come and like serve at your event or party or gathering, then we will help you come up with like a few cocktails that you perhaps want to like make and serve at your party. And if you're like, I want to just batch this shit so I don't have to. Sorry, can I cuss on here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just want to like. We are now introducing shit.
You used your one cuss word for the show.
Now we're back to rated R, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. We're trying to be PG.
Oh, man.
If you do want to batch it, then like we're not gonna say no. Like we'll help you come up with the recipe and all of that to batch it.
Well, yeah, you don't want to just drop off containers and be like, here you go, guys, just push the button. Like, why did I pay $7,000 for this?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, if you want to pay that much, we can.
Yeah.
If you guys just want to add me, if they need an entertainer for any of your guys' things, just add us on. We could do some sketches, or I could just be the guy that like gives people thumbs up in the corner for the vibe.
Oh, I think I think we
I'm here for that.
should definitely figure out a way to do some sort of collaborate, and we can figure it out off mic. But I'd love to do some sort of collaboration. I think we could do like a really cool dinner.
Yeah, our clients ask for an assortment of things. Like most of the times it's usually like, hey, do you have a space for this? Because they're like, we want to do this, but we don't want to be at like these typical spaces. We want like a different kind of a space. So typically we're usually searching for spaces like all the time. So that's something that we've been looking for a lot.
When we went to parties in high school, like this is what we needed too. Like you guys do.
No, you're not lying.
Yeah,
no, for real. Yeah.
Not only
do you cater high school parties?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Just go ahead, take these off.
That's what I was trying to get at.
This is entrapment.
We do have mocktails, so don't you even worry, because we do have like clients who want to have like a sweet 16. We have clients who
the high school graduation.
The high school graduations.
That's a big one.
Oh my gosh, it's so huge.
I have to push against that. Like, wait, do people really hire people for mocktails for high school parties?
1,000%.
Oh yeah, we've had those inquiries. For
like,
sure.
what type of dad is that? That was like, I want to get them started early. No, never mind. I'm not judging. I am kind of judging.
You're just going after their clientele.
I'm sorry. No, that's cool. Actually, no. Kids should start drinking earlier. I'm on your side.
Mocktails are really cool.
Yeah.
We call them.
Well,
but you know how pissed.
Yeah.
You know how pissed I would. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I call them 0 proof cocktails.
Okay, there you go. 0 proof. We don't say mocktails anymore. But I would be super pissed if I showed up to a party or a high school party and I'm ready to drink, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, this is mocktails," because we like to follow the law. And then I'm smashing stuff, and then I'm like, "Wait, why am I 34 at a high school party?"
That's the real question.
That's why I stopped going to high school parties. They're boring now.
They also asked you to stop coming.
He's like
all of them.
He's like Matthew McConaughey right now. I get older, they stay the same age.
This is 21 Jump Street. All right, I'm done.
This is so bad.
All right, we're gonna get this guy a mocktail. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. No. We'll be right back. Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low key a steal.
The Harder Brunch podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, like I'm getting paid to do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch podcast deadass slaps. Sound younger! The Harder Brunch podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
The Harder Brunch podcast fucks.
Hi, welcome back to the Harder Brunch. But that wasn't weird at all. That's how I always restart the show. Welcome back to the Harder Brunch podcast. February, we talked about it a little bit at the top of the hour, but February is Meat Cake 3. This is our third year of doing meat cakes. And I'm very excited. We have 8 chefs that are going to be competing this year. And, well, 7 and Zach. And it's we have some real heavy hitters in the meat game. We have some professional pastry chefs. We have Mike Gomez from Gomez Barbecue. We got Ashley Brooks, Ross Katz.
Wait, what is a meat cake invitational?
Meat Cake Invitational is chefs competing to make creations, basically wedding cake size cakes out of meat. And to the victor goes the title of Meat King for an entire year.
And who is the current Meat King right now?
The current Meat King is Bridget Haran. Peace be upon her. And for now, she has I don't know, a couple weeks left.
Have you
left in the Meat King game?
Have you prepared though for her to win again a double meat like a?
It's not gonna happen. That's crazy talk. It's crazy talk.
Because that could be an upset.
I've reviewed the tapes from last year. You know, I've gone back to the lab.
The Flake Gate or something.
Well, there was Cornbread Gate, but anyway, February 26th at Tinker House Events. Tickets are on sale right now for through Eventbrite. Super fun. Really, the only kind of competition of its kind. Last year we had people come from Ohio just because they were like curious. You know, we had people coming in off the streets. They're like, "What are they doing in here?" Thad hosts the whole event.
We have a national anthem.
There is that. There's
It is
it's
Kissed by the Rose by Seal.
It's
It's a very long national anthem, but if you're watching this, practice the words, guys. I don't want to do this by myself again.
I'll tell you what.
I'm sorry.
He had everyone stand for the national anthem, and then he played "Kiss from a Rose." And the thing about "Kiss from a Rose" is, it's so much longer than you remember it. It's so much longer. So, like, when you think it's done, you start to sit down, and another verse goes back up.
I just thought it was like as long as like a Batman trailer, you know. It was like this is, but it was way longer.
So long.
And then we also have Thumbs Upland.
Thumbs up. I'm sorry. I just read on your notes. I don't want to spoil, but it says sex chickens.
I didn't write that.
Oh, you did it?
No.
Okay, I just got trapped. Who wrote sex chickens on the paper here? That doesn't make sense. Who did it? Oh, is that you?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. I feel like the teleprompter, like an anchorman, just like reading like and sex chickens. Wait, what? Anyways, thumbs upland, baby. Thumbs upland. When you have to get out of a conversation about sex chickens, it's good for that.
We had a lot of people participate and put a hashtag thumbs upland and send it to us, and we'll be drawing and posting the winner of that $50 gift certificate this week. Guys, we do a lot of competitions, and I feel like your chances of winning are always very good.
Very good.
Like when we do a competition, get in on the ground floor, because you're gonna have really good odds of winning. And someone's gonna have that $50 gift certificate, and they're gonna be like, "What's up?"
It's gonna be great. And if you guys want to keep doing thumbs upland, even if there's not a gift certificate, you can do that.
You know what the best thing about that gift certificate is?
What?
You can go into people don't always think about it, but Upland has like delicious food. Like there's kind of one located no matter where they're Fountain Square to us, College, Carmel, 82nd Street, wherever you're at.
You just memorize those.
Just off the top of the dome right there.
It's awesome.
Fantastic food. So you can take that $50 gift certificate and take someone out on a little special date. You know, that special someone in your life, or get on the apps. I don't know, you know. Go to a high school reunion and connect with someone you haven't seen in a long time, or go to church maybe, you know. Like, I don't know, where do people find love? Where does it happen? The host just comes unraveled in the middle of an Upland ad.
It's not happening.
I'm so lonely.
So, speaking about, we were talking about being Haitian.
I wasn't. Sorry.
I think I was in my head talking about being Haitian. No, so have you met any of your Haitian roots, like family, or was that just like a corner of your life that people didn't talk about?
That's a really good question. So it was one of my aunts, so one of my dad's sisters, who she was very into trying to figure out, before 23andMe, she was really trying to figure out like our roots and our ancestry, and that's how she really got my great grandmother to talking. And you can only take those stories that our family tells us so far. But she was really trying to dig deep in our roots, and that's how I found out a lot of information. But for the most part, like, my grandmother was an only child. My great grandmother did not speak to her family. So it's kind of, it was kind of a dead end.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I have taken it upon myself to really try to, like, dig further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, brought that up, like, in light of everything that's going on in Haiti right now. Like, there's a bunch of political chaos. Cops are getting, like, shot in the streets right now, and it's like people are trying to leave the country because, like, it's not safe. It's chaos. It was very interesting. Like, the other night, like, my biological brother that I haven't seen for like 11 years was just in town in Indianapolis, and we connected, and we just gotta like sit down and talk about like everything that's going on in Haiti, and like just like how people are trying to leave, and it's like, and no one's paying attention to it. And I was saying, like, basically you have to search for this information. I don't know. So like it's just like a very interesting thing. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, for sure.
Off podcast, because I want to learn how to make some Haitian food and do a Haitian party.
Oh my gosh, I have just the person for it.
Okay. A private Haitian speakeasy. That's what's going to happen.
Okay. Oh my gosh, she's a great woman too. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Will you cook a dish for this too? Private dish? He said sure. He's like, no. That would be funny. Like, I will not participate at all.
We turned to famous Haitian chef Sauce Passac. My favorite part about that story was that we are in the process of getting a hot tub, and there, like, I came home and there was this giant hot tub, like, it's just like plywood slab, like 7 feet by 7 feet. And I was like, oh, we got like the base for the hot tub. And he was like, yeah, my brother helped me move it. And I was like, oh, your brother from Haiti that you never see, you haven't seen in years, he just left a coup in Haiti, and you made him move stuff when you saw the first thing you did was like, hey, grab this.
Yeah, I think that's how you relate, is you work together.
Okay.
Yeah, families work together.
How did you guys meet and become involved?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
You want me to take this? You want to take it?
We both worked at Harry and Izzy's downtown, which shout out to Hughes Culinary, but really good company. That's how we met. That's how we met. We both have two different versions of the story, so that's why I think we both remember it differently.
Do you guys know each other?
Right. Good question.
No, so yeah, we did meet at Hughes Culinary. It was one of the, like, I don't know, it was like a crazy time in, I think, both of our lives, and we were just like, you know what, let's just, like, I remember asking her, I was like, hey, do you want to go out for like a drink or something sometime? Wait, hold on. How old are you? And she was like, very offended. I was like, I'm 22. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, she was like, how old are you? I was like, well, I'm 30. So we can hang out if you like. But like, you better just come correct a little bit.
Okay. She just didn't look 30 at the time. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was rough because, I don't know, in the queer community, or when you're trying to meet somebody of the same sex, it can be like you don't know how to approach it because you don't want to make somebody feel uncomfortable. And you're just like, I don't know if this person, you don't just want to come right out and just be like, are you a lesbian? Because I'm interested. And like, also lesbians can be, I'm sorry, but like our community can be super judgmental. So it's like, I don't know. So it was like that was constantly tiptoeing around. And then finally, like, by like the third date, we were able to finally make it, like, be honest and all these other things.
So you guys didn't know until the third date that...
What were those first 2 dates like?
Oh, God.
Awkward.
I mean,
super hilarious.
The first one was awkward. The second one, I feel like we fell in love. Like, we were in love, but, we didn't want to be those lesbians who U-hauled, like, straight away.
It was really hard.
But the third date, we could U-haul. Like, we could do it.
The proper amount of minutes has passed.
Yeah.
Whoa, and how long have you guys been together since?
We're going to be celebrating 5 years in May.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would love to do a short film called 3 Dates about that whole situation.
It's hilarious.
I'm glad that was the title you picked because I didn't know where you were going with that.
Why are you that
I
scared?
don't know. I'd like to make a movie about that. What?
3 days. Yeah, like the first one, we were standing in line at Metro, and I was like, you know how you get just really nervous, but you're like, okay, this is going to a second location, so that's good, right? We're gonna dance. And her member, I don't know who this person was, but she looked back at us and she was like, oh my God, you guys are so gorgeous together. Like this, are you guys together? And then she goes, oh no, we work together. I was like, dang.
Oh.
It wasn't like that.
Did you say that out of fear?
Let's go ahead and take that sale all the way down.
I was like, we're not even friends. We shared a meal. We shared a meal. And,
Yeah.
you know, like, she's like, nah, we work together.
I
Like,
was nervous. I didn't know. I didn't want to be like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's fine.
It's a lot of pressure.
You're like, we'll work together. Are you freaking kidding me?
We're not even friends.
No.
That was it. Damn.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Co-workers only.
This is only our second date. I don't even know if she's gay.
Right, this is all facts though. But
All
at that
facts.
point, I was like, well, I stand no chance. That's fair.
Oh, man.
Wait, you guys were at the Metro and we weren't sure what was going on yet?
Right. Like, that's the thing. That's when we went to Chatham. That's when I was like, do you want to go to Metro? And then she said yes. I was like, okay, well, all right. We're fine.
And then
I
she
think
did
we
that.
are. And then, yeah, I don't know. I guess I got awkward.
Yeah. It was a
Got
roller
awkward real
coaster ride in
fast.
the beginning.
Yeah, it was. It was a roller coaster for sure.
Yeah. I used a pickup line on her too. It
Oh,
was
okay,
like,
we don't have to go over everything.
no, this is the
now.
Well, we should.
Let's go on. Next question.
this is a great one. So, you know, like I'm very socially awkward, and I understand that. So it took me a
I feel
minute.
like so far we're just seeing me as
Thank you.
But okay, go ahead. Paint your
You
picture.
know, I will. I have a broad stroke. So I'm over here like working myself up, and we've been talking and kind of like industry flirting at this point. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Today's the day. And so I go up to her and I have this whole dialogue planned out. And I said, you know, I met the second most beautiful woman I've ever seen in Paris. And she goes, oh really? What's she like? And I go,
At this point, I thought we were friends. Like I
was
wasn't
like,
sure.
what do you mean? What is she like? So I was taken aback, obviously, and I was like, all right, cool.
It wasn't the right question, right?
Right, it wasn't the right
question.
question.
Is who's the first?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yo.
You got it.
I didn't
And
pick it
so
up.
I didn't know what to do. Socially awkward over here, and I was just like, well, you weren't supposed to say that.
And she literally just like looked at me and just like
I was like, you
walked away.
Yeah, I was like, you weren't supposed
like,
to say
I'm sorry.
that. Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know what to do after that, and I
chased
left.
her to the
And you
freezer.
walked away.
I didn't know
Yeah,
what to
she
do.
walked away.
I promise I had
Chased her
one
to the
line and
freezer.
one line only.
And she's like, what was she like? I would have known
That
the second
honestly
people
was
would-
probably my question still. What was she like?
There was no other
You were
person,
in
I don't
Paris.
know.
What was she like?
Right. And so I was like, I give up now.
So just witnessing what I saw upstairs, you both work very well together. Was there any kind of concern about like taking a relationship and making it a business relationship?
That's a good question. Yeah, for sure. We definitely, but we typically do check-ins just on a personal level, but then especially with like the business, we do check-ins. But this is her baby, so I will always have her, take the driver's seat when it comes to almost anything. But yeah, we do work really well together. But I think it's because we know our place, like we know our lane. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great to have a partner in business that compliments you like that. Like for Harder Brunch, like I'm the socially awkward one, obviously out of this pair, and so
I also am.
So like I love the fact that I can kind of hide in the kitchen and like that is out there like charming everybody. And like I imagine if the roles were reversed, it would just be like a lot of burnt food and awkward conversation.
One, I don't burn food. I like my food. What?
Oh shoot!
Burn food. What?
You don't cook food.
Okay, that's a lie. We don't tell the fans that.
Okay.
One, I do cook food, and two, I don't like things overcooked. I don't like things burnt. I don't like things hard. I like things soft, like when you eat it. You know what I mean?
Like Jello,
Like Jello,
gravy,
bread, biscuits.
soft bread,
I like soft biscuits.
soft biscuits. Name some more soft foods.
I mean, there's a lot of soft food.
Canned fruit,
I had some
steamed or soft cooked vegetables.
Did you just look up soft foods? This is where our producer's just really phoning it in.
Yeah.
And that's how you know the podcast is pretty much over. We're talking about soft foods.
Or they're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, if they could hold a conversation about soft foods, I'm in. But anyways, I do cook a little bit. Do you guys both cook?
I cook to survive. That's how I always
Who's cooking
tell
at
people.
home? How are you getting the food?
I say one moment, like when it's like 1 minute I'm like having fun in the kitchen. Like during the pandemic and during the times we were all inside, I was really having fun with cooking, coming into my own. But lately, I haven't been doing too much cooking. I feel like you've been doing a lot of the cooking.
Yeah, I think we do a lot of like, whoever is feeling inspired in that moment, you know.
Nice.
And we all have like, you know, we're like, oh yeah, this is my time to shine, and you just really want to like, get in the kitchen, and we'll like do a lot of experiments in there and trying to figure out which ones we like and like what our go-tos are. But we've really been like in a Trader Joe's, so anything from there, we've just been like, psh, done.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's my happy place.
We need an East Side Trader Joe's.
We do.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Traveling clear up there is just.
See, the farther I get from, like, I can't go much north than like Broad Ripple. I feel like my powers start, you know, closer I get to Carmel, just start shriveling
draining.
up. You know, yeah.
That's fair. That is totally fair.
I'll hear like all these like cool new restaurants popping off, and I'm like, oh, I never heard of that. Where that? And there's like 89th Street. I'm like, never gonna go.
Oh, that's good for them.
It's like, great.
Yeah, I love that for them.
There is a black open mic that is like that Aisha runs, and I'm like, I want to go see that.
In Carmel?
It's on the north side for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's popping up there, I guess, but
What's it called?
Margarita Mondays, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it used to be downtown, which was dope, and it was at Michael's.
Yeah, off of Ohio Street.
Yeah, and it was really cool because a lot of people don't realize like a lot of people don't realize that there's specifically black rooms for comedy, and it's even like it's one of the things that sometimes when you say like a black room, I've had white people correct me and they'll be like, "Oh no, everyone's allowed in the same room." I'm like, no, I know, but
They're POC rooms.
there are, you know, there are like when I started, it was very much predominantly white, like kind of hipster, and yeah, there's people of color in it, but it's different than like an all black room, you know, like of comedy and like more like urban sensibilities, and you know, and like when I first started, I was doing all these white rooms, and I just eventually I had to like, ask one of my like black comic friends, I'm like, where's the black room? Like I just wanted to try something different, and I want to be able to be funny in front of any kind of, you know, any kind of room or whatever, and so doing that just kind of really opened up. I don't remember why I started talking about this.
I'm interested though. Like,
Carmel.
how are you guys celebrating Black History Month?
I'm actually protesting it this year.
Tell me more.
You know, I mean,
Because it's the shortest month. You want a longer month, is what you're saying?
oh, you need a longer month.
No.
I think it could be shorter, but like, because I think it needs to be celebrated every day. You understand? I'm not a February Black History Month person. You know, I grew up in a white town called Columbia City, and they'd like have like drive your tractor to school day and stuff like that.
I had that too.
I've heard a lot about drive your tractor
Yeah.
school
Yeah,
days.
they'd
It's
have
like a
that.
rural Indiana thing. Yeah.
And then during like Black History Month, they would bring Confederate flags. So like to school, and like, or if it was like Dr. Martin King Jr.'s birthday, they would bring Confederate flags. So like Black History Month was never really fun. You know, it was almost like a, all right, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember, oh man, that's crazy. So I remember when I was like a freshman, they had they were gonna like have a Kwanzaa celebration, and these people were gonna come and just teach everyone about Kwanzaa, like in the gym or something. And it was like on Friday, you can wear like kind of traditional African colors, and it was a private school with predominantly white people, and some of the students wore all white T-shirts and sat in a K. Like
really,
in the just as a funny goof, in the 90s, just like a fun time. So
I'll see a lot of people.
I can't imagine what it was like that was in the city, so I can't imagine what I've had people say to me like, oh, like just not even like in a like hateful way, but just in a very like, oh, we didn't have MLK Day because we didn't have any black students. And I'm like, how?
That doesn't make sense.
Racist do you have to be to not want the day off?
No, for real. Like, what
are we doing?
How does that work?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, we would have people complain. Still, I'll see people in that Facebook group, they'll complain, like, why should I have a Black History Month? And then their excuses, like, we've done more bad things to other nationalities too. It wasn't just the blacks.
Man.
Like, what about the Japanese? We did some bad stuff to the Japanese, and like that's how racist you are. You have to bring up other races that you've.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
I think. Well, I mean, I think one thing for us that kind of like doing stuff like butter. I would like to be more involved in like because we do a lot of just like food culture. We do a lot of like business, and obviously like any chance I get to like put up a black comic or a black entrepreneur, of course I'm going to do it. But I think to kind of put ourselves some. Sorry, I just saw that Nancy Pelosi
taking a knee.
Come on, why is that on Black History Month page?
Wait, she made it?
Hang up the Kentucky.
Oh, go Pelosi.
That's distracting.
Okay.
Well, what is on the screen is a lot of white people kneeling and taking a knee
in Congress. You guys remember this happened like 2 years ago? This was a photo op that was a little cringy. But yeah, I think I definitely think being in some of those like spaces, I think seeking those out and being a part of what's actually going on in the city is part of what I would like to do, and again, not just in February, but the whole year.
Yeah.
Can you please put that on? It's so disturbing.
It really is distracting. Like, I'm like trying to look at like different people who are taking a knee.
I went and I saw. Have you seen Book of Mormon? Oh my gosh! There's this whole. So these Mormon missionaries go out and they're trying to convert people like in like war torn like Uganda or something, and they're trying to baptize people, and they get this village to start getting baptized, and so they're all happy, and it's just all these white Mormon boys singing this song called "We Are Africa." And it's written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, so it's a comedy or whatever. But like that was the first thing that I thought about was that picture of Pelosi kneeling.
That's hilarious. We are Africa.
We are Africa.
I do think Black History Month is important because like with my students like at school, like we talk about Ruby Bridges, we talk about different like leaders. Like they don't know, and these stories are getting older and older and older. Like they don't remember 9/11, and so like a lot of this is like ancient history because. Like the more we muffle it, the more people forget, and that's why we have people on the internet saying ludicrous stuff, or getting away with saying ludicrous stuff, and or trying to take what is it called, white blotting? I forget what it's called, not white splaining, where they try to white out America,
whitewashing.
Whitewashing. There's a lot of whitewashing.
Yeah.
So the reason why we have these months, I think it needs to be up in the forefront of education and educating our kids what happened.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something. So I wanted to do something for Juneteenth, and Juneteenth always falls during Pride Month. So I wanted to do like a big gay black like ice cream sundae, and I was like, well, I don't feel comfortable just doing the gay part, so I was gonna have like I need some gay chefs to help me do the gay part. I was like, I'll do the black part, you do the gay part, and we'll put a giant sundae together for Juneteenth.
Ice cream.
I love that.
Oh dang. I had something, but I don't want to say it.
No, it's all right. We'll cut it out.
No, I'm okay.
Or was it a pun?
It was.
How'd you know?
I scream, you scream, we all scream for
This queen.
Yeah, well, I mean, Queen could go both ways on that. I like that.
Yes,
That's
queen
good
with
branding.
with a K.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Is there like a drag like themed restaurant, like just like where all the chefs like wear drag or anything like that?
I haven't heard of one, but I would love it.
Yeah, like a drag, like that. I think drag waitresses or waiters or whatever. That would be kind of cool.
And if
That would be really cool.
Because I know there's a drag brunch, but I don't know about a whole drag restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I feel like that may be something on the coast somewhere. I don't think that's happening in the
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been to the Midwest, Thad, but it is. There it is.
Oh, there's 10 of the best drags.
10 of them. That's what they're called. Yep. Always have been.
Well, it kind of cut off. I couldn't read it. But anyways.
Oh my gosh. What are your guys like business goals for 2020? Like what are your big goals for the rest of the year here?
Man, that's a great question. Something we talk about all the time, and I think it's funny because we kind of have our own goals for 2023. Yeah, I was like, is that the year?
Yeah. It's rough.
What is this? It's rough. But my goal really is to keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I want at least, I don't know, I want to be able to do specific events. Like I would love to do we were talking about this, a divorce party. I would love to do that. So, you know.
Both parties invited or
not.
That's
It
up to
doesn't matter.
them.
Yeah.
That's up to them. I'm here to rally either way.
I'm here to celebrate some freedoms. I don't know. What about you? What are some of like a goal or two of yours?
Yeah, I think I just want to, just do more events and eventually use that portable bar more, like book the portable bar. That's definitely a bigger goal. Usually people are just like, yeah, just come use our counter and stuff. So I'm really excited to use our portable bar. I'm excited to also use our champagne wall, which we'll be having built here pretty soon. And then outside of that, I look forward to kind of, bringing more bartenders on down the line. Like in a few more years, we look forward, maybe here in like a year or so, as we get booked more, because we both work during the day. Like a lot of us, we're all still working and trying to, we're hustling on the side. So my goal down the line is to get more bartenders under our belt. So like when we can't serve or when we have too many events going on at the same time, because we do have of course inquiries for the same time, but we can only be at one place. So we would love to bring more bartenders on, and work that out.
How far out, like in the future, do you book typically?
Lately, it's been just 3 months out. We haven't even been like, I would have imagined when I came on that a bunch of people would have been like, hey, I need you for like in December, and it's like February, something like that. But lately it's been like, or we had one that was super last minute. It was like the next week.
Yeah, that was rough.
And we were like, well, we can't really afford to say no. So it was like, we had it open. I mean, let's do it, So yeah. It was like people just, were like, hey, could you do this? I think it's more of like, people are like, we just realize this is going to be a lot of work, so we don't want to do it.
Is there anything, so like when I used to have a food truck at the beginning, it was just kind of like take whatever, and so what a byproduct of that is I learned a lot of what a good event versus a bad event was. Have you gone out on anything where you're just like, we'll never do this again? Like,
that's a good question.
Yeah,
take that.
It's more like, okay, if we do take something like this again, this is what I'm going to do instead of what I did before,
yeah.
Because I feel like any place, even if somebody just wants us there for beer and wine, or if people want us to curate a cocktail for them, I feel like there's always a chance to market. Like it's the time is what you make of it.
Yeah.
So I've definitely learned, like, hey, here's some marketing things. If you want this, then definitely put a couple of posts up and like a store, like just to get us have a further reach.
Yeah. Can you drop a beat for me there, Zach? Well, thank you so much for being on the program today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
You both were wonderful. This was a lot of fun. Do you want to do like an official plug where everybody can go and get those craft cocktails?
Yeah. Well, you guys can follow us on Instagram at Milkman's Daughter Indie. We are also on TikTok at that name, and our website is milkmansdaughterbar.com.
Nice. Daddy's Jake.
You can find me at Liquid Therapy, where it's not the liquid you think, it's water. Or find me at FatMcKee, Instagram.com.
Can you give this over to Sauce Boss Zach?
You can find me at Zach_Roan on all social media.
Shout out to our video producer, Casey Campbell. You can follow them at Danger Brewer on all social media. Yeah. And I'm at Dyke Michaels across the board. We also have another podcast that we do. It's a Patreon podcast. Patreon.com/Harder Brunch. Only $3. You get access to our entire Patreon library. Get some really fun shows there. We always have comics on, and we just act real silly. Meat Cakes, February 26th. And other than that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.